Nnamdi Kanu. And that's na ejiri aka n'iti nwatakịrị ihe. Ewere aka ekpe Google mana a ga-etigodi n'ihe ihe.
If there is a judicial procedure, we cannot continue to be a banana republic.
Okwu a na-agbara ọsọ bụ mmadụ ga-ekwu ya.
Movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB. Ojukwu took that decision to salvage ndị Igbo. At the end of the day, we lost both in human and material.
I believe na a leader ga-abịa gate kwe ya right na Igbo ga-efulokwe the same pattern Nnamdi Azikiwe si chịkọkwa ndị Igbo. Ọ chịkọrọ ndị Igbo by force. Ọ bụrụ ife a ga-eji aggression ebuwe egbe. That is where Nnamdi Kanu got it wrong. In anya what we have lost na this Biafran struggle. So afọrọ m na Biafra na ọ na-help ndị Igbo kama afọ m ya si na unu na-egwu anyị nọ anyị chịkọrọ ihe niile anyị nwere wunye.
Nnamdi lost it at that point. From that 2020 till today, Igbo land became a nightmare.
Na ịbịazie youth ọ na nwere ike ịpụta dị rude na-akparị ndị okenye na social media esobe ya ọ bụrụ role model.
Let us go to National Assembly and change that place. Ka ọ ghara ịbụzi ebe a na-abịa akọsọ ọsọ akụkọ Natasha asịkpa sexual harassment asịrọ. It should be where we discuss policies. We need the right thinking persons to step up. Let us take back our society. By January to March, people will pay their tax properly. So when you have paid 500,000, depending on your earning capacity, on election day somebody will come to you with 10,000. Won't you slap the person? Ndị Ohaneze ndị Igbo, as far as I'm concerned, have failed over time. But some of them are in their 70s, some are in their 80s, still deciding our affair. Everybody should step forward and join the system. Blood is thicker than water. And for the blood that have been shed in Igbo land, that conversation must happen.
Agitation for Biafra, what do you have to say? Has it helped us as Igbo or has it destroyed us?
Biafra was a child of necessity. Ndị Igbo anọkọta asị na ha chọrọ Biafra. No ife eme ede ji be enwe. No ọgba aghara 1966 we ihe give birth to Biafra. Ojukwu created a Biafra o believe rugawu a refuge ga defend anyị for ndị Igbo gbanatacha anyị. Mana ana m ekwu na Biafra mgbe ahụ help okwu anyị. Mfu na ọwụ na anyị follow okwen pattern Zik na ọ karịkara anyị mma. Maka Zik was calling for dialogue. So some of those countries recognize Biafra then okwe for to Zik. Ọwụ na ya pụtara n'ụzi ọgụ si ngwa ka anụa. Agara egbu anyị 3 million. Ọ bụrụ ịbanya chọwa Biafra ka anyị na ndị anụwa ọgụ. Ọfụ na ọgụ ahụ ama efevo. Ọgụ ahụ efevo bụkwa anyị. Let me tell you what we lost. Nje say na Biafra adịbe favorable to us. Before, onye Igbo enwere need ije gawa Lagos ya na establish as well. Port Harcourt was our own Lagos. You see, na some families were wiped out. It is true. So in anya what we have lost na this Biafran struggle. So afọrọ na Biafra na ọ na-help ndị Igbo kama afọ m ya si na unu na-egwu anyị bịa anyị nọ anyị chịkọrọ ihe niile anyị nwere wunye. Sit at home anyị na-eme. A lot of things anyị ji Biafra ahụ na-ekotere onwe anyị bụ arụ ka ọ na-agha anyị. So anyị kwesịrị inemi anya mara ma ụzọ anyị kwesịrị ishi.
The Biafra agitation advanced by her course. Yes, everybody must agree to it because all 3 million people who during the first war key account called the destructions both on our businesses and our infrastructures. For me, I believe none they take I backwards. The solution is for a proper conversation. The people who became leaders who found themselves at the helm of our fair in Igbo land among our own father's generation were busy looting with reckless abandon. Just because if I no more pay need then in ways they get on na talo half ha no biocha a religion na compensate and oberoge ha mo jeje. Then all of a sudden the mix of Biafra a certain salvation abrozin ke ni igwe menwo ekwesi a very serious conversation around the Igbo ideology. Ndị Ohaneze ndị Igbo, as far as I'm concerned, have failed over time. But I believe that the next or the present crop of leadership should do better. Everybody should step forward and join the system. Come out. Let us discuss about our future. Some of them are in their 70s, some are in their 80s, still deciding our affair. I'm one in our 30s, and then on our 20s and 40s, minoring in major things. As of today, a lot of persons see here gave I in and they you're not seeing under Amari because ha choro that na Biafra ya tabia in no distant time that no one will Trump on Abia. I am happy na Anambra State in Kem and with 50-year plan. Truth be told, my brother, it has not really helped us. You can count to plethora of damages of backwardness. As a matter of fact, blood is thicker than water. And for the blood that have been shed in Igbo land, that conversation must happen.
For those Nnamdi Kanu bidolo ofuma, do you think there was a point where he actually deviated or his course is not just?
Anyị niile chọrọ ife dị mma ebe ihe ga-adị mma onye ọbụla adị secured. Ụmụaka na-etonite agụ nwa akwụkwọ nwee ezi nchekwa nwee ọrụ. At some point it's obvious na the leadership anyị nwere our country, the bigger society of Nigeria, had a function well. Then Nnamdi rose up because onye ọbụla ma na Nnamdi was part of Wazirike's MASOB, Movement for the Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra, and that MASOB was also a fallout of what Ojukwu had earlier started in 1967. However, Ojukwu took that decision to savage ndị Igbo. At the end of the day, we lost both in human and material aspect. Ojukwu fled and later came back. Try to co-integrate ndị Igbo. Because before then, ndị Igbo was part and parcel of everything I in Nigeria. Nnamdi was raising the consciousness at the time. Now try a point where the failures of leadership are, especially where people like Ojukwu failed on his own movement. Then, all of a sudden, it seemed as if the fame that came with Ihoneme Bido Babanyisi. I will tell you that by 2017, Chalo, the first prison journey, that was the best time for Nnamdi to have utilized the fame Ouagadougou to integrate Igbo properly. Before you know it, and we see that fatal clash that, of course, allegedly claimed life. The next time I heard from Nnamdi was 2020. At that point, God was more extreme. And from that 2020 till today, Igbo land has not been that peaceful pride of Igbo. It became a nightmare. So Nnamdi kind of lost it at that point. And the agitation or the struggle that ought to have been for the betterment of Igbo lost direction.
Ndebe anyị, unu kpọrọ nya bụ oku, anyị azago. Ugbu a, ị ga-abụnwu onye ọbịa na Gbam, n'agbanyeghị ebe ọbụla ị nọ n'ụwa. Ị chọrọ ka anyị gbaa gị ajụjụ ọnụ ma ọ bụ ị chọrọ ka ụwa nụ ọnụ gị? Dere anyị ozi ma ọ bụ kpọọ anyị n'akara ekwentị ndị a ị na-ahụ n'iru onyonyo gị. Daalụ nọ.
Ife okwu bụ eziokwu kesi ọpụ na track maka na mgbe Nnamdi malite na enwere onye na-ekwu ihe a anyị busi n'obi ya mana awụ topic our discussion ma anyị gacha anata na mgbede mgbe emere arrest emesịa release ya. That was when I thought na ọ ga-amodify kwa his struggle. He believes in not that time ka o kwesịrị bring the Igbo together. Enwezie reasonable discussion towards that agitation. Maka na isi nkwuo, Nigeria ekwesịrị remain otu ọ dị. Insecurity dị na North, nke dị na Bai, o gosi na something is wrong with our country. Mana mgbe o mechazi, o follows that bell condition. Gbaa ka m bịa asịwa, no, this our brother. Nnamdi Azikiwe came back in 1934. At that particular point in time, onwere ihe ndị Igbo nwe abịa na literacy level all the very low. The Yorubas ha nwechago ndị gụrụ akwụkwọ gụmiri agụmi. Mana within the gap of 26 years or thereabout, Nnamdi Azikiwe change the whole thing. O change ya na ọbịa na-anụsa ndị ọcha ọgụ, o jiri egbe. Mana ọ persuasion, pressing the right button. I believe na a leader ga-abịa gate kwe ya right na ana Igbo ga-follow kwe the same pattern Nnamdi Azikiwe si chịkọkwa ndị Igbo. Ọ chịkọrọ ndị Igbo by force. O mere unu esoro m mgbe unu. Mgbe ọ bịara fụ na the British banks enwere adịghị a help traders ndị Igbo. They floated ACB, African Continental Bank. So Zik nwere rule o playere onye ọna na-achọkwa ka ọ bịa duo ndị Igbo kwesịrị ịga follow that role. Ọ bụrụ ife a ga-eji aggression ebuwe egbe. Ọ bụrụ our nature as ndị Igbo. That is where Nnamdi Kanu got it wrong. Ọ bịazi tinye aggression instead of using diplomacy.
Some of this Igbo history and Biafran history, do you think that it should be taught in school?
I kwesịrị inwe Igbo youth-based organizations in different schools. We have to create an alternative teaching method gonna capture our youths. Mere ka ha ghọta who we are, what we have passed through. Ọ ga-ehepụkwa ha na-ewepụ iru na cultism. Ọrụ anyị wụ ndị Igbo iweghachi ya through youth-based groups. Aka na-ekwuzi ya all social media ka achị n'aka nwaanyị chịrị ụmụ ya chịrị nna chịrị abata n'ụlọ no more discussion ya ga-ediscuss ozi ihe na-eme na social media. So we have to find a way to change all this narrative. Igbo kwesịrị inwe future.
Mbara ogoro ka enyi nwekwu maka ụmụ nwanne anyị nọgidezi gbọba ndị ọzọ efulefu onye eriri eri onye kwesịrị ekwesị. Do you think there's a need for that?
All those narrative ka Igbo integration movement chọrọ change. Abịazi our people bịa adị so aggressive dị insultive na ịbịazie youth ọ na nwere ike ịpụta dị rude na-akparị ndị okenye na social media esobe ya ọ bụrụ role model. So ọ bụrụ na anyị nwanwu ndị Igbo chọrọ ịga forward anyị kwesịrị ịmachikwa ndị anyị na ha nọ with the same intelligence ka nkeba.
Anọgide anọba zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. Is Nigeria a zoo?
Ọ bụrụ na Nigeria is zoo ma gị gbawa odogwu na anụmanụ. I've a lot of things out of anger. Mana asị na ya meji iwe okesuo n'ọkụ. So if anyị na-ayọ ka aga nataba onye m ofu ụzọ ama akwa n'ezi. We have to devise other options to be able to achieve what we want.
My name is Ozo Nnanyelugo. I am who I am today because I do land banking with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. With Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited, land banking is a must.
I put it to you, a lot of ndị Igbo chọrọ Biafra. True of us.
There is no fact. There is no data to support that. Because when we find out loud minority, the loud minority and they make a noise, then you think that they are in the majority. If a referendum is conducted, then we can now stand boldly to say we can determine the number. But for now, I want what the majority wants. Or Hakarase or Hazulume. I want to believe with what the Zikism ideology. Ndị Igbo need Africa, not just the Nigerian space, to be a chessboard, a place where we advance our economic ideology to create wealth and prosperity for a whole lot of us.
Majority nwere ike support Biafra due to ha nwere another alternative. Mana ọ na abịa mee educate properly. Ị ga-afụ na that majority guys, hey, na ya makwa the challenges dịkwa na this Biafra agitation. Mgbe ọ bịa sinkie into that person, another question ọ ga-ajụ gị ka ekwene ihe ịtụsi a ga-emezi. Ifu na arụ na afụ ndị mmadụ ụfụ, ọ bụrụ na anyị kụrụ bottle na Biafra, kama na afụrọ another alternative.
If not Biafra, what else?
O nwere article nde why Biafra adịrọ feasible. One, na ọkwa enweta Biafra na o meaning na ọsọ onye Igbo ga na-ahụ president maka na anyị ga na-atụ ọnụ nwanne anyị. Anyị kwesịrị i-create something ga-emetụta ndị ọzọ niile, and that is where restructuring comes in.
Exactly.
This energy anyị na-eme invest na agitation, can't we redirect it to restructuring?
Exactly.
Southeast Development Commission ekwesịghị nọ na-asụsụ Igbo. The state government na-enwetakwu ego. All the governors nọ na Southeast kwesịrị work together with Southeast Development Commission.
Yes.
Mana area of security, mana area of education, mana area of employment. Southeast Development Commission kwesịrị a rallying point anyị for economic advancement and Igbo. O kwesịghị ewuli an Igbo agenda. So anyị nwa ka ọ dị n'aka asị ndị Igbo ịma na restructuring na ihe ga-esevukwu anyị ndị Igbo anyị maka what is happening na itie Biafra ewere federal might bi ebe akọsa. Anyị need ime absorb the energy, all this energy youth ewepụta na-etinye into this Biafra agitation and redirect tie ya towards restructuring.
Why has Igbo political leaders never even added a voice? Why have Ndi Igbo not na politics? Why haven't they even played a part in this thing? The only thing that they are after is what they say Nnamdi Kanu is causing in their region. Why do you think that's so?
The majority of our legislatures amara ihe na dem. This is Southeast, and you won't blame them. All na with collective vision ha ga-adị ha na-ekwu ya. We don't have any. Onye pụọ eke ọlụ onye ọ na-ekwu nke ọrụ gọvanọ ma na ihe kwesịrị ime. Southeast enwere vision. Ya nwere individual aspirations.
Unfortunately, these are the leaders that we elect to represent our interests at the national level. We should bring all these people together and think out how to make this society better. I can't understand how somebody will want to have plethora of houses in Abuja. Meanwhile, Onwego multiple houses in Anambra. Go abroad for their children. Some people still go from this country. We of this generation must put a stop to that. Post 2027, young persons must step up to be part of the system, to be part of the society, to say enough of all this show of shame.
Do you think that credence should go to that we don't have people like Simon Ekpa that is telling people to sit at home? Do you think that contributed?
Yes, it contributed. Makana before ndị mmadụ na-atụ egwu na abịa to vote na aga agbaba egbe.
So with the light of this now, are you proposing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
Nnamdi Kanu, agwa gị na mgbe ọ malitere his agitation, I fell in love with him. Ọ dị vocal na-ekwu ihe ahụ anyị busi n'obi. And that's na ejiri aka n'itie nwatakịrị ihe. Ewere aka ekpe Google mana a ga-etigodi n'ihe ihe.
When people say unconditional release, I don't subscribe to it. If there is a judicial procedure, we cannot continue to be a banana republic. Onye merife kwete, it means that Ochozi the peace actually. He should be released.
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The time of to make exercise, you sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, bela kukwani very natural food. Or if your body need it, just new abuna day to chukusike.
And when they na Afro Igbo as na Ndi Igbo bụ problem Nigeria nwa. Enwe video of a house lady for say leave and go to your home. Leave. What do you have to say about that? Non Ndi Igbo problem Nigeria.
It's ignorance because we have to say the truth about Gbam. Some people know about after around that's our problem or Fulani. Our education system before tea. In as much as I believe that the West came with their education, they came with the advancement of their own ideology. We needed to have interwoven it with our own system of education. Where that's education for you. Sabi ticket. That is the ticket of what you sabi. The ticket negosi fema. So, Nandi will be problem of Nigeria. They are ignorant. An educated mind, I mean, those kind of things. A restructured Nigeria where each component section now I will go see the political zone where we are responsible for our security, we are responsible for even our judiciary, responsible for a lot of things, and everybody will be competing for healthy growth within this kind of arrangement. There should be a system where they can determine whether they want to go. I remember not up to 10 years ago, in Scotland hold a referendum. At the end of the day, day, 51 point something percent decided na hamampo. And they are there. We should have those kind of things. And that is why I'm saying, when you open with something to offer, must step forward. Let us go to National Assembly and change that place. Sexual harassment. It should be where we discuss policies. We need the right thinking persons to step up. Let us take back our society.
Is it not high time that we the Igbos and the young persons stop even pointing hands? Is it not the high time that we will start talking about the importance of us participating in politics?
Then with faulty foundation. There was a time I had to vote at what result. That was a faulty system. There are 774 local governments. Southeast we have 95. Anambra has 21. And each one of us, the young person that are listening to me, comes from one local government or the other. Go back to your various grassroots and be part of the system. Forget the state. But the young persons, some of us are looking at Senate, House of Rep, Governor. When there is impact for us to make at the grassroots level, and you cannot do it outside the system, join a political party. Ever before you have to vote on election day, somebody has emerged as a candidate and he or she emerged through a political party. Who nominated them? You allow the wrong set of people that will take 50,000 to now nominate the devil and the deep blue sea for you. When all the parties has nominated the right kind of person, then the general election will only enthrone the best. Even at the 21 local government, let's assume 2 or 3 of them does well. It is from that 2 or 3 that we will get our next governor. And at the end of the day, we have 5 governors out of the local government chairman that has been trained at the grassroots level, whether at the councillorship level or at the state house of assembly. Now, when they get to the national assembly, what they talked about vision will now come into play. Like all this agitation, we can get it through lobbying, negotiation. The question is, how did the wrong set of people get there? Faulty system. If we continue to be like identical about the issue that concerns us, we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Another thing na-enyekwa anyị nsogbu bụ vote buying. Vote buying ga-prevent mmadụ vote a good candidate o bu n'uche. Vote buying ga-discourage a good candidate ịpụta ya go dị n'obodo. Ekwesịghị ime ka ọ wụrụ a very high criminal offense so atụọ ya nga 20 years or more.
By January to March, people will pay their tax properly. So when you have paid 500,000 or 200,000, depending on your earning capacity, on election day, somebody will come to you with 10,000. What will happen? Won't you slap the person? So the most important thing you can do is to get involved. We must all join hands together to make the society what we want. So why are people that put themselves in authority get so mad at material things? They keep these things for their children. And at the end of the day, they deprive their children the joy that they ought to have from being productive citizens. So at the end of the day, they end up with drugs, cocaine, and umbolomili. Please ask yourself, what have you gained from not getting involved?
ị nwere akọ pụrụ iche ịchọ ka ụwa nọ. Ị nwere ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam. Ị nwere ife dị omimi ịchọ ka onye ọbụla malụ. O nwere akala aka izolo ezo ịchọ ka ụwa fụ na ị nwere passion for. Bịa na Gbam ka ụwa nụ onu yi. Ị nwere business ịchọ ịpụnye n'ọkụ. O nwere product ịchọ ka o soro na Gbam. Ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele, ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as Gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Kai kunye ino kukifo no neme. Adamu aka. Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself. Thank you.